Hi everyone, today I thought I would do some more wedding / Bridezilla Reddit posts. So, this one was on the subreddit Bridezillas, and it says, "Am I the Bridezilla for kicking out my fiance's parents out of the wedding?" Let's see. It says, "Throw away because I don't want my fiance to know about this. I'm getting married in 3 months and my fiance's parents are prominent and well respected within their fields, meaning that they know a lot of people. They want to invite some people I have never met, but my fiance has met, to our wedding. They asked fiance and said they would pay extra costs. My fiance agreed because he loves his parents. He ran it by me and I said yes at first. His parents informed the venue and the printing company paid whatever costs to send out the invites. Now I'm annoyed because I thought about it and I changed my mind. I don't want these random people at our wedding, so I asked fiance's parents to call those people and cancel the invite. They told me that that was rude and it shouldn't matter because we would still get the gifts while they picked up the costs. I basically told them that it's my wedding and I can change my mind if I want to, and they need to disinvite those people or else they will not be welcome at our wedding. I told them that they should just give us the cash if they were so desperate to spend money. My fiance is now pissed at me and told me he is thinking twice about marrying me, but I don't think I'm being disrespectful. Am I the Bridezilla here?" And there's an edit. I said, "I've spent the last few days reading over everyone's comments and I realised that I was wrong for changing my mind and putting my future in-laws in a bad position. Honestly, I regret saying those things. I said them when they had been so kind to me. I guess when I posted, I was more looking for people to confirm my decision. Everyone was pretty harsh and made me realise that I was taking things too seriously. I spoke to my fiance and apologised. I apologised to his family. Things are pretty awkward between us now and I hope we can move on." That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, changing your mind. You're definitely a Bridezilla and the asshole. Like, I had people, I'm going to drop myself. Anyway, I had people at my wedding that I look back on and I wish they weren't there. And pretty much ask anyone who's gotten married, you know, friendships change, relationships change, you know, even family members, you fall out with them and then you look at them in your wedding photos and you're like, I wish they weren't there. But the fiance's family wasn't saying, oh, invite these people and you need to pay for them. They were offering to cover the cost for the extra people and the extra invites, which was very lovely of them. I don't understand why it was so important for them to have those people there. Her fiance knew them, so they weren't strangers. Like, your fiance's met them and knew them. You know, my husband said most of the people at our wedding, he didn't have a clue who they were, so, because he never met them before, but, you know, they were important people to me and I grew up with them, or, you know, they were family members that you maybe hadn't met yet, you know, things like that happen. She definitely a Bridezilla there. Okay, let's read some of the comments. "Holy shit, yes, you are a giant Bridezilla for this. It's not my wedding, it's our wedding, and your fiance wants these people there too. I would think twice about marrying you too. Yes, you're being a Bridezilla. You agreed for the additional invites, your in-laws paid for them, and the time and money that it has been spent, and you change your mind." Yeah, definitely Bridezilla. Next one. Wow. So this has got an update for it, but I will read the original if it'll load. Okay. "Bridezilla ruined our friendship of 20 plus years." And this is a long post, so settle in for this one. Right, so best friend of many, many years got engaged, immediately asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was thrilled for about 0.2 seconds until she said, "Ha, now I get to make you dress girly." Her list of requirements included dress, heels, I had to grow my hair to at least a bob length, I had to dye my hair, I had to get a tan, fake or sunbed, and I definitely had to use body makeup to cover up all my tattoos. So basically, you want your friend to not look like your friend. Now, readers, this is a gut-wrencher. Anyone who knows me knows I'm an absolute tomboy who feels deeply uncomfortable wearing dresses, etc. But hey, it's the bride's big day, right? I offered to do all except grow my hair. Not good enough. Apparently, I will ruin her photos with my crap short hair. An argument started, and text and group chats apparently telling me that I was being stubborn and it's for one day and I should suck it up. Back and forth for a while, but around that time, my dad was diagnosed with a terminal illness. We mutually agreed that my dad was my priority and I stepped down from being a bridesmaid to a guest. She asked me what me and my girlfriend would be wearing. I replied we had tailor-made suits from a wedding last year and they would be perfect. She told me she didn't want everyone staring at the two lesbians in suits and that everyone would be talking about us and taking attention away from her. People, I was gobsmacked. My girlfriend refused to even go. I told the bride unless she was telling all the guests what to wear, she could fuck right off. I went to the wedding, didn't want to be an asshole who didn't show up, to be honest. It went swimmingly, an absolute grand affair with no expense spared. I left after the first dance to go home to my kid. Had been there for 8 hours at this point. And was told the next day at the end of the party, the bride was sobbing that I left early and ruined her day. She also texted me to tell me the money I had gifted her was nowhere near cost of hosting me, so we aren't talking anymore. What? You can't. The guests aren't going to take away from you at your wedding day. That is absolutely ridiculous. No one gives a shit what the guests are wearing, to be honest. I literally didn't care if people turned up in jeans and a hoodie or whatever. Like, even, I don't know, I even said to one of my friends, wear a tiara if you want. I wasn't a bride that cared. The bridesmaid requirements, like, I chose, obviously, the bridesmaid's dresses that my bridesmaid and maid of honour wore. But my immediate priority was, are they comfortable wearing this dress? You know, do they feel comfortable? Do they, like, feel comfortable in the way they look? Like, it, you know, I don't get these bridezillas that make these demands. And, like, there's bridezillas that make demands about, you know, how much you should weigh and what size you should be, and oh my god. But the requirements, obviously, dress, heels, you know, to me, you know, brides say what dress you're going to wear and what shoes you're going to wear all the time. And I've heard about, you know, hairstyles and whatnot, but to grow out the hair, I think it's ridiculous. To dye the hair is ridiculous to me. Get a tan is ridiculous, and covering up the tattoos is ridiculous. If it bothers you that much, don't ask them to be a bridesmaid. You know, pick bridesmaids that suit your aesthetic, have the nice photos, and probably people that you maybe aren't going to be friends with in 20 years' time. You know, that's ridiculous. So let's read the update. I've been no contact with bride basically since her wedding. A lot of mutual friends have stopped contact with me because of what the bride has been saying. Bride has a habit of changing the narrative of any story to make herself look like a good guy. In brackets, example, for her wedding, I was the asshole for not agreeing to all the bridesmaids' rules, her dress code for me as a guest, not helping with planning more because I was choosing to spend all my time with my girlfriend. She conveniently leaves out the fact that my dad was terminally ill, then died during this time, leaving me with no parents and an autistic son who lost his bestest buddy in the world. Guess what was my priority? So I've been bombed out from friends, engagements, hen parties, baby showers, etc. for the past year. Hurt that they all choose to believe what she says, but again, lessons learned for me. So here's the update. Last weekend, my girlfriend proposed. Oh God, we were so thrilled. Immediately phoned family and close friend, and then officially changed our Facebook status to engaged. So what has bride from previous post got to do with this? She texted my mutual friends and claimed I had obviously blocked her from seeing our engagement post, but she was so hurt that I would go out of my way to do that to her. I took a screenshot of her like on our engagement post and sent it to all our mutual friends in the group chat and said, oh no, she's telling you lies again. She's almost like someone else has been center of attention. Annoys her, isn't it? I left it at that because I ain't wasting any more headspace than I already have on someone who has squeezed the joy out of my life. Bride will not be invited to wedding related things. We are fucking off to Vegas with our family and friends and having an absolute blast. P.S. We're gonna wear suits. Good riddance. That's all I can think of. I would not want someone like that at my wedding. Like, wow, of 20 years. They were friends 20 years and that's what she does. 20 years of friendship. It just goes to show you can have someone that's friends for, you know, your whole life, and then something like a wedding or a pregnancy happens and they just leave. And it's an utter shame that some people are like that, but it happened a lot. Okay. Whew. My best guy friend told me he's in love with me 2 days before my wedding. All I can think of is awkward. I don't know how I'd react. I don't know. Okay, so let's read the post. I've been with my fiance for 3 years, engaged for a little over a year. My best friend and I have known each other since freshman year of college. We are all in our early 30s. This morning I woke up to a long ass text from my guy best friend that he had sent around 6 a.m. Basically, he was pouring his heart out. He said he's been in love with me for years, but always hoped I'd end up breaking up with my fiance and finally noticing him. He asked me to call off the wedding and run away with him. It said, I need to tell you before it's too late. It's already too late. She's engaged. She's with someone else. This honestly sounds like Rachel to Ross, who ran to the wedding to tell him that she was in love with him, like literally minutes before he was going to get married. I feel so gross and sad. I have no feelings for him beyond the platonic love. I've drafted a response and deleted it over and over. I haven't even told my fiance. I don't want him to have to worry about me so soon to our wedding. I know I need to, but I don't know what to do or how to phrase it. What's worse is he's become my fiance's friend too. I am also pretty pissed that my friend chose such an fortunate time to cause me such distress. There were so many times over the years that he could have just bucked up and told me how he felt. But waiting until right before I'm married, like I would just cancel my wedding and leave my fiance because of a goddamn text. I want to tell him not to come to the wedding. I can't trust that he won't try and pull something. I don't even know if I want to talk to him again, but the thought of losing my best friend is heartbreaking. Hell, the thought of not having at my wedding is really painful. He's put me in such an uncomfortable, impossible situation. I wish it wasn't on me to deal with his feelings for him. I wish I had either stopped being friends with me when he realised that us ending up together was never going to happen, or had told me a while ago. I don't want to kick him when he's down, but I need to make it clear that I have no feelings. The wedding is still on and I don't want him to attend. We have been friends for over a decade. I've been crying over this all day. I feel so disgusted knowing that the whole time he had ulterior motives. How am I going to deal with this? I'm supposed to get married in under 48 hours. Edit, I'll be showing the text to my fiance after he gets home from his brother's. I won't send anything until he's there with me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that's how I would feel. I've had guy friends who, when I turn them down, they literally don't speak to me anymore. And I'm like, the whole reason why you were friends with me is because you were attracted to me, or you wanted to sleep with me, or you wanted a relationship with me. And yeah, I've had so many guys think that I'm going to leave my husband or when he was my fiance and when he was my boyfriend, that I'm going to leave him for them. And it makes you be put in such an awkward situation. I remember one time, it was a friend that I'd known for years. I was single at the time, and they told me that they loved me, and I didn't love them in that way back. And it was so incredibly awkward. But I literally had to say in the bluntest form, like I just like you as a friend. But the friendship was never the same after that. Even though we continued to be friends for years, our friendship was never the same after that. So I can't imagine dealing with that 48 hours before the wedding. And there is an update on this one. Oh, let's read the update. I really want to know what she replied to him and if he comes to the wedding. Because I don't know if I'd be able to have them at the wedding after that. But 48 hours before, and not having your best friend of 10 years, who you thought was going to be at your wedding, not there. Oh, such a messy situation. My husband, I love being able to say that now, and I got back from our honeymoon yesterday. I turned on my phone and opened the Reddit app, and it was still signed into this account. So I had a, oh yeah moment, and figured I'd post an update. So a lot of people have been helped validate the icky mess of feelings I was having. Thank you for that. Posting here really helped get my thoughts and words out. So the night my fiance got home from his brother's, I let him sit down and showed him the text. He read it, and I watched his eyes get bigger and the expression angrier. Of course, I started apologizing like an idiot, and he told me that I didn't owe him an apology for anything. We talked, and he told me he figured the guy had a crush, but kept it respectful. And really, he had. We were close, but beyond a side hug during greetings and goodbyes, there was no, like, physically, nothing physically. I even let him read out the past messages just to see that there was no emotional fear or me leading him on. I have never even vented about my fiance when we would have arguments, because I knew better than do that. I talked to my mum, LOL. Oh, never, ever, ever, ever. Nah. Like, if, like, me and my husband had a falling out or whatever, then me venting to a guy friend, that's just messy, I think. Like, a straight guy friend. I've got to clear that up. So my fiance asked me what I wanted to do. And I said that while this did sadden me, I didn't want him at our wedding. I was afraid he would try some nonsense. I typed up a very brief message. It said, "Friend, I'm sorry that you mistook our friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen, and it'd be best if you didn't attend. To be clear, I let fiance read this message, and he stands by my decision to uninvite you." We wanted to make it clear that it was me who wanted him not to come, not my fiance. Knowing him, he'd probably claim that my fiance forced me to uninvite him. He read the message and left it unread for a while. I honestly started to get pretty anxious over it, and my fiance asked me if I wanted to block him. Part of me wanted to, but part of me wanted to hear him out. And when he finally responded, the text was so long that I had to click on it to read it. It was horrible. He called me a liar for leading him on for over a decade, that he hoped my fiance left me, and that we were infertile, and that it was just a horrible thing after horrible thing. And I started crying. Oh, I literally have goosebumps. I don't know if you can see that on the video recording. I actually have goosebumps. Oh my days. My fiance took my phone into another room while I sobbed. I think he called him, but I'm not sure what. I'm not sure. What I do know is that after an hour, he came back in, handed me my phone back, and told me that that friend was now blocked on everything and would not be attending. And the best man and maid of honor knew of the situation and would handle it for me. That's really good. It was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders, honestly, after reading that message. I really wasn't so sad that my friend wouldn't be attending anymore. Our wedding fucking rocked. We had the time of our lives, surrounded by people who loved us and we loved them. And it's still a dream, to be honest. And if friend tried to show up, I never heard anything of it. And guess what? That's the update. It's not really as dramatic or as crazy as people hope for, but I feel like I'm just happy. Oh my God. That I am absolutely shocked. Like, to then call them a liar and say that they led you on, they always gaslight. And I get that being rejected is horrible, but to wait till 2 days before the wedding, or even, you know, when the person's in a serious relationship or engaged or whatnot, is not the time. He should have said his feelings years ago, because I doubt that her and her husband were together the whole 10 years that they knew each other. But that is, oh, I got chills. I've got chills on that one, because that was shocking. To then say, oh, I wish that he would leave you and I wish you're infertile. That is disgusting. And I hope that friend, I hope they grow up. I hope they grow up. And oh my days. And I hope they realise what an amazing friend they lost and missing the day. That is where I'm going to end, because that is an insane one. And I'm glad we got an update on it, but that is good that the person never showed up. I can't even. That is crazy.